dream about you. I need you to make love to me.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 over-the-top sex scenes.
So what do we do now?
Whatever we want. What, do you want?
For this list, we're ranking the weirdest, wildest, and boldest moments of intimacy in films. Since we'll be discussing important plot points, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Did we leave any steamy scenes out? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, entering the playroom, 50 Shades of Grey.
I want to take you to my playroom.
But I haven't signed the contract.
While viewers have called the 50 Shades trilogy out for exaggerating aspects of BDSM relationships several times, a particularly wild scene in the first film whipped up lots of attention. After a few intimate encounters, Christian decides to take Anna into his playroom. Audiences expecting a steamy scene with spanking and restraints were a bit distracted by the cheesy dialogue.
When I tell you to come into this room, this is how you'll be. You'll wait for me, kneeling by the door.
At the same time, a dramatic cover of Crazy in Love blares to really hammer in the point. And when the two finally collide, we're hit with a rapid-fire and not safe for YouTube montage of their activities. There was so much going on during this trip into the playroom that it felt less lust-filled and more laughable.
What? You have no right to be mad.
Yeah, but I am mad. Palm-twitchingly mad.
Number 9, competing couples, forgetting Sarah Marshall.
You're welcome to join us, obviously, if you like.
Okay.
Well,
It's completely understandable that a person would want to have a little fun with a rebound partner after getting out of a relationship. But it is a bit odd for a person to ask their new flame to help their ex feel jealous in the bedroom. When Kristen Bell's Sarah hears her ex Peter getting hot and heavy in the next room, she decides to try to outdo him.
I am so sorry. I never thought in a million years she would say yes.
I did.
As she pretends to have the greatest time of her life with her new beau, Peter and his date catch on and overreact right back. Their ridiculously over-the-top performance left us in stitches.
You're still involved with him next door, aren't you?
Excuse me?
You've just seen yourself at dinner, Sarah. Then we come back here and you put on that ghastly performance.
In the end, seeing Sarah disappointed that her idea failed while Peter and his date ended up satisfied made this funny scene heartwarming. Number 8, a terrifying tryst, Angel Heart.
Well, look, Epiphany, you're very welcome to stay here or meet your room.
1987's Angel Heart featured an intimate scene that pushed the boundaries so much that the movie nearly got an X rating before last-minute edits got it to an R. During the sequence in question, Mickey Rourke's Harry Angel and Lisa Bonet's Epiphany Proudfoot meet for an intense hookup.
Wanna dance?
Here?
Yeah, here.
As their rendezvous becomes more graphic, the movie cuts to other scantily clad individuals. Harry also has several visions that make his and Epiphany's activities look like a violent horror film. There's so much whiplash between genuinely terrifying imagery and the couple's passion that it's hard to know what to feel while you're watching. But it is certain that you will not forget their rendezvous anytime soon.
Should have recognized the knock. Well, at least you had a reason for sleeping late this time.
Number 7, a cringy bedroom encounter, The Room.
I'm going to take a nap.
Can I go upstairs too?
Denny, I think I'm gonna join him.
Trying to pick the most cringe-worthy part of Tommy Wiseau's The Room is an almost impossible task. This is partly due to the hilariously frequent and absurdly long sex scenes. While all of them deserve ridicule, the first encounter between Johnny and Lisa stood out for setting the tone for the movie. After engaging in a provocative pillow fight, the two get up and dance on the bed. The duo then decides to bring a rose into their activities for some reason. If anyone was still taking the scene seriously, the cheesy R&B music and physically impossible angles would take them right out.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. You are my fantasy dream come true.
The fact that the scene goes on for an uninterrupted 3 minutes is the cherry on top of this cringy love session.
I have to go now.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Number 6, Into the Deep End, Showgirls.
You go for it, don't you?
Yeah, I tried to.
Showtime.
An infamous water-based scene reminded us exactly why Showgirls was rated NC-17 in the most bizarre way. After Elizabeth Berkley's Nomi decides to skinny dip, Kyle MacLachlan's Zach dives in after her.
You nervous? Don't be.
I'm not.
The way the two chase each other around the pool already bordered between cute and awkward. Moments after they finally meet to start their encounter, it looks like Nomi suddenly forgot how to swim as she flops and thrashes around the pool during the deed. Instead of making us hot under the collar, her frequent flopping had us wanting to call a lifeguard to help her. It was scenes like this that made Showgirls memorable for all the wrong reasons.
I want to see you again.
We'll see how it goes.
Number 5. Scarring the audience. Crash.
Is there something here that interests you?
This interests me.
Director David Cronenberg is a master of body horror cinema. Whenever he mixes those dark themes with sexuality, he's bound to turn heads. In Crash, Cronenberg focuses on a group of individuals who get a special satisfaction from anything and anyone having to do with car accidents.
I had the extraordinary feeling that all these cars were gathering for some special reason I didn't understand.
While this leads to a number of eyebrow-raising encounters, the oddest hookup occurs when a character named James gets hot and heavy with a woman who has a wound on her leg. A standard hookup drives right into WTF territory when he focuses all his attention on the scar. And yes, we do mean all. Although we've heard the cliches about scars being attractive, we still weren't ready to see a man get quite so enthusiastic about one.
Well, it's gotta be a total write-off. I don't see what you could possibly do with it.
Number 4. A very fresh food group scene. Sausage party.
Look, there's temptation everywhere. I see it. Stiff sausages and sexy tacos.
The adult animated comedy Sausage Party serves up numerous controversial scenes that feature anthropomorphic food doing things you would not expect. It looked like the sequence where the products in a grocery store get brutal revenge on humans would be the most shocking scene. However, the food followed their violent revolution with a graphic scene of group intimacy.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Then don't just watch.
Wait a second, what are you doing?
Despite not featuring any human anatomy, this sensual celebration is so mature we can't show much of it here. But those who have seen what goes down can confirm how shocking it is to see the variety of ways these food items combine with one another. After getting a helping of this climactic sausage party story beat, you might not look at food the same way.
That was amazing.
I was okay, but you were amazing.
Number 3. I'm in love with my car. The Counselor.
What is it you'd like to forget, for instance?
You don't want to know?
Sure I do.
Critics and audiences were largely split over what to think about the Counselor's story and dialogue. What nearly everyone agrees on, however, is that a flashback involving Cameron Diaz's Malkina and a car was really weird. During the film, Javier Bardem's Reiner recalls a time where she parked her car on a golf course because she had a creative idea.
Leave the door open.
So, she goes around and climbs up on the hood of the Ferrari.
We then watch Malkina remove a certain piece of clothing and climb on the hood of the car. As she looks at her passenger seductively, she gets really intimate with the windshield. The combination of what's meant to be a sexy dance, the car, and Bardem's narration was simply too bizarre. We think Reiner said it best when he said the scene was, quote, too gynecological to be sexy.
I don't know what I thought about it. I mean, still don't. It was too gynecological to be sexy.
Number 2. Sex, death, and rock and roll. Basic Instinct.
You ever, engage in any sadomasochistic activity?
Exactly what did you have in mind, Mr. Corelli?
While most people remember Basic Instinct's interrogation sequence, the movie had a much more striking adult moment. Right when the movie opens, we're thrust in the middle of a bedroom scene between Sharon Stone and a former rock star. Their sensual activities come to an abrupt end when the blonde pulls out an ice pick and quickly ends his life.
How was he murdered?
With an ice pick. How long were you dating him?
While this brutal bedroom meeting was destined to be extreme, the fact that it is the first thing moviegoers see makes it stand out. Ultimately, there isn't any other bedroom encounter in the movie that was as startling and notable as this very carnal and mature opening.
Very impressive.
He got off before he got off.
Gentlemen, this is sensitive.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Puppets get placed in adult positions. Team America World Police.
It's too soon to be having feelings for you.
Maybe. Feelings are feelings because we can't control them.
Throughout the espionage puppet parody Team America World Police, the characters poke fun at many spy movie cliches. The most outrageous shot they took centered on how ridiculous intimate scenes can be in the genre. After rookie spy Gary and veteran agent Lisa work together, they fall head over strings for each other. But they only give in to their passions after the new guy makes an impossibly silly promise.
I promise, I will never die.
The lovemaking scene that follows puts the puppets in lots of positions. As ridiculous as Gary and Lisa's encounter seemed in the movie, there's an uncut version that nearly got the film an NC-17 rating. The fact that a sensual scene with two puppets almost got America's strictest movie rating shows just how unbelievably over the top the sequence was.
Lisa, you're the most amazing person I've ever met. It's only been a short time, but I think that I'm completely in love.
Let's not talk.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.